Hey there, welcome to Beer Shark.
Hello, everybody.
Jesus, God, and shit. What are our levels at? Where's our levels?
Yeah, we're good. We sound great.
I love you, Jack.
BBC shit. I'm the Carl Pilkington of NachoCast.
Fucking gun, man. We made some shit today.
Man, super producer.
Cheers.
We're crushing our bullshit. We just shot a sketch for...
very annoying. Very annoying.
Is it considered a sketch? Because there's no script per se.
You know what? I think what we did is more artistic than a sketch. It's more mockumentary. It's more... Because the whole point of it is that it appears real. The only catch is that the crimes are real. In as much as I actually did this.
We did it.
We did this. So what we did is we got your... What is that even? It's
It's my 4x12, my cab.
It's the 4x12 cab.
An amp. It's my half stack.
Yeah, that's right. But it's loud as balls. And we hooked up my Vox preamp to it, and then...
oh, no, we used the orange. My orange, that was the guitar
we
tone.
did? Oh, so we didn't actually use the Vox?
No, Vox
Okay, well, either way, what we did is we hooked up this massive fucking thing. Ben Hetherington chips in. A big shout out to Ben Hetherington. We fucking love you, man. And thank you for your help. Ben got us the PA. And
for the mic system that we were using.
And for the mic. And Ben's yelling and and I say mean things to Ben in the video. Also, a big shout out to Andy Davis. Look him up.
Andy Davis is on it. Andy Davis, California.
And he's throwing a bottle at me and I'm spitting on him and shit. Man, dude, I feel like it's a triumph. I can't wait to get it out. It'll be out in the next week, I guess, on MachoCast. Yeah,
within a week. Should we drop the idea of the video, or should we just let them see it?
No, let's do it. It doesn't matter, because the thing is, way more people are going to see it than people who are listening to this. Right. There's way more exposure, so we might as well let our people have the inside scoop.
Yeah, before the behind the scenes, if you will.
Give it to him.
So there's the guy that played Imagine on his balcony on saxophone or whatever
in Prague or something.
Yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh, it's so inspirational that he's out there spreading morale and shit." And I had the idea of what if a guy did that just with no ability to play music whatsoever?
Yeah, and then Jack's just like, I know a guy with no musical ability.
Who happens to be business partners with me.
It's me.
It's very easy to find someone in that.
It's me. I don't know how to play guitar.
So I brought a big amp.
Yes.
We got some big speakers with a big mic. With this awful $15
Squire. It's hard. This was, I suppose, gifted to me by Sarah, who's this... lovely, I suppose, Eastern lady. She's from Bahrain.
God rest her soul.
Which is where she's not dead.
Oh.
But she's from where they have the Indy in Bahrain, the Indy race. So when she told me she was from Bahrain, I was just like, that's where they have the Indy race. She's like, yes, and people live there. It's a very old town. We have our own history. I'm just like, but the Indy...
One of my friends lives in Daytona. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's like no one gives a fuck. Well, not so much exactly the same, just in that Bahrain is in the Middle East. It's got an enormous history. Dude, but that region is mentioned in the Bible. It's a not fucking... So when she told me where she's from, I'm just like, that's where they've got the IndyCar
bikes.
She's like, it's so much more significant. And I'm like, Indy!
What's Brisbane known for if not Indy?
Toad races.
Just little leashes on them.
Anyway, the point is, Jack's like, hey man, have you seen these videos of people serenading their towns? And you're talking about some very talented people who are caught up in the isolation thing. There was this opera singer in Italy who got out on his balcony and did this beautiful opera. And when he finished every tune, people would clap. And it was like, hey man, otherwise this is going to cost you $350 to $600 to see this guy singing his horse shit. You know, they're Italians. They appreciate it. I don't know. I guess the idea was I replicate it. I do it badly. We annoy the neighbors.
Here's something that I learned.
That what it was, to annoy the neighbors?
Something that I learned today was that if you do anything right now is the time to do absolutely anything and get applause.
Absolutely.
Because we did it, everyone loved it. We're like, man, everyone's going to be pissed off.
That's the bastard of it. Now we have to edit it.
Everyone came out.
Yeah.
There were like 15 people just walking up the street being like, fuck yeah. They had 2 beers in each hand. They're like, let's watch this guy yell at Davis.
Andy Davis comes out, starts throwing this bottle at me. I start spitting on him.
He's spitting over the mic.
So basically, because we haven't kind of outlined that, but basically, I'm on my balcony.
You're on the balcony, yes.
Massive. I'm here on Morton Street. Massive speaker. It's loud as balls. Hetherington has sorted me out with some PA power, so I'm mic'd up. I'm screaming at the neighbours that they should fuck themselves, and I'm not going to stop until you show me your tits. And I'm doing like Bon Jovi covers. I can't play guitar. I sing Vomit Man. There's a rendition of Vomit Man.
Vomit Man like 4 times. You gave him a couple encores.
Which is a credit to Ben and Jim, because the first time Vomit Man went mainstream was Ben and Jim, but then also a big credit to a good friend of mine, Ben Lestrange, who wrote Vomit Man. And this is like...
Fantastic composition.
Yeah.
Should we give him a preview of Vomit Man?
Yeah, sure. I can do Vomit Man, yeah. Vomit Man, headed straight to the can, spewing shit right out of his face. Vomit Man, straight to the can, spewing shit all over the place. He doesn't feel good. But that's just typical Vomit Man.
That's the kind of vibe you get on a Morton Street on a Saturday afternoon.
Goddamn right.
Right off the balcony.
And it's loud as the fuck. It's loud as the living fuck. People are coming up the street enjoying it. Of course, we're going to edit it so people are angry, because we got Andy Davis throwing a bottle at me. We got Hetherington upset because his Harry Potter shit isn't working out. I tell him, your wife's ugly.
Your wife is ugly. Just threw on microphone.
Your wife is
awful
ugly.
behavior.
Ben's not married, and his girlfriend's an absolute sweetheart, and I hope she knows, forgiveness is a virtue, which is very popular these days. So... Spray
virtue you can
with
get.
Your virtue,
Yeah, fill my thread with your virtue.
Absolutely.
That's the name of my next special, where I get up and be like, yeah, I got bullied as a kid because I'm gay.
Oh, I got picked on because I'm gay, but that's okay because they filled my lungs with virtue after.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here on Netflix. All of the gay comedians...
Comes good for your lungs.
Sucking the dick is the straightest thing about them. That's the issue I have.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man, it's good to hear you say it, because you're exactly right. Some of these dudes, campness is a choice.
Absolutely. I just avoided it. I just decided not to do it.
Hey, gayness is predominantly not a choice. You're gay. Right. But I do feel like some straight guys choose gay. And it's often not a good choice for them, because later on they're just like, I've been taking it up the arse 20 years. Never really was that into it. It's like choosing to wear a beret. And then one day you're just like, it's not my thing, and you've lost friends and family. It's like, I should never have put it on. I should never have put that thing on.
Instead of a Che Guevara t-shirt, it's you getting inspired by Nanette. You're like, maybe I should get fucked more.
Maybe it starts off as like maybe just the one. Then it's too late to turn back.
It's gonna become like a big fashion thing, I think, because a lot of people, I think, are gay for the look. I feel like there's going to be like a Kmart ad where it's like happy music and there's people like jumping in front of a white background and stuff. Yeah. But instead of jumping, they're just like doing the splits and landing on a hard cock. And it's like, like it's just happy.
They jump in there like, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Ripped condoms, $4 for a 10-pack.
I'm okay with it. More okay with it before. Not so... Oh, so do we have a surgeon in the house? I was talking about this to this woman on Facebook who asked me, and it's a really... Look, you know what? It's not a good question because we know the answer. But I thought it was relevant, and I'm glad she asked. So it was a black chick, comedian from the UK, and she said, do white men consider skin colour when they date a woman to be more or less like popular sort of thing. So she's sort of just she's saying like, is there social power in a white guy dating a white woman, or a black guy dating a white woman as opposed to a black guy dating a white woman? So if a black guy dates a white woman, is that sort of like fucking good on you, man? Like that's a good job. And I commented, and I shouldn't have commented because racial issues aren't my strong point, but I said absolutely. Hey, I've been around, I've traveled a lot, and definitely when a black guy dates a white woman, his black guy mates are just like, fuck yeah.
I remember when we were
like that's cool. I don't mind or anything.
We were at a club once a bit ago, and you had a black woman on your lap. Every black guy that walked past looked at you and was like, hey, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I was getting a lot of props. Yeah, so that's right. So we were at this club.
And then the woman...
Yeah.
Have I told the story about the soda on the show? Because there was that one woman that was harassing me. She was out of her fucking mind. Another African princess.
This is hilarious.
And
yeah. We were in the Valley. We were at the Sky Bar, which is a black club.
Sky Lotus or something.
Sky Lotus, whatever. It's like an Asian club that caters for black people. We're up there drinking. Jack's loaded. He's wasted. And I was sort of, I guess, controlling the environment. And you had a situation. Whereby it was your turn to buy the drinks.
I was hanging out with the Ghanaian girl.
But we were about to leave. We were out.
I was tired, man. I was done.
Yeah, it was time to
go.
She
was being annoying.
Your shout came round, and it was a big shout because we had some brothers and some sisters.
Well, they weren't there, and then they
hanging on, and you were just like
happened to walk in. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, you got fucked when your shout came around. You got fucked. The crowd.
There's like 30 people that walk in.
Our entourage doubled,
and this girl's like, "Hey, I know all of these people. What are the odds? How about you buy drinks for all of them?"
Yeah, and I'm like, and you're like, Jim, and I'm to the bar with you, motherfucker.
Yeah, you do refuse to help.
Yeah, like I was busy. Yeah.
I go up and I'm like, I talk to the bartender, the only other white person in the venue.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, look, my friends, they're getting a little too fucked. Can I get like, I don't know, 15 Cokes?
So non-alcoholic beverages for my kin.
And because I'm doing a good deed, I'm like helping these people get sober. They're free. You know, I'm like trying to be the responsible one.
That's right.
He's like, hey man, here you go on the house.
Yeah. Back in the days before the Covis hit.
I got this big tray of fucking Coca-Cola and I just give them out to all these people. And I'm like, hey, Jack and Coke, everyone. I got Jack and Coke. And they're all
here.
Just drinking that shit. And I see like the woman that was talking to me on the dance floor giving drinks to other dudes, like letting them sip her drink. And I'm like, that's the classic Coke.
Of course.
You're all just drinking soft drink.
And they've got no idea.
Because of me.
Yeah, but doesn't that give you an idea of how far you're getting fucked when you're out on the town and you're drunk?
You just don't know.
And they're just rooting you. And I can tell you this, man, having worked in hospitality, I can tell you this. The bar staff will give you a watered down beverage because they're drinking on the job. And those drinks, so 22 drinks per 700 ml, whatever the fuck. So if they give you a half measure and they give some other schmuck a half measure, that's a drink on the house for them behind the bar. So they're drinking behind the bar. It all works out. As long as it balances, it's cool. But they're fucking you. They're fucking you.
And you know what? Respect.
Absolutely.
I get it 100%.
Yeah, you got some shitty fucking $22 an hour job. Do what the fuck you got to do. Getting back to the thing, which is the thing from earlier, me on the balcony, and I'm doing some hip thrusting. Vomit, man! And I got my fucking foot out over the railing, and I'm...
You were like fucking the railing at one point.
Fucking the railing and spitting over the shit. And Andy Davis is throwing a bottle at me, and I'm like, "Fuck you, bitch! Vomit, man!" Ben Hetherington turns up. He's like, "We're trying to do it. Your wife's ugly. Vomit, man!" And I'm just, and I spat this Lugio, man. I think it was you, Jack. I think it was your idea to do this, and I couldn't be happier. It's such a funny idea. And it was originally going to be the keytar. So where this is now, we had the keytar a couple of episodes back.
That was last episode.
Those of you who listen to audio probably won't remember seeing it, but we heard it because you did the outro.
We closed out the episode.
Yeah. So the idea was to use the keytar, but then we couldn't get the audio out from the keytar.
Yeah, the line out wouldn't go into the amp.
We went with the guitar, and I got to say...
I liked it more.
I think it was going to work better because the keytar is so less offensive. This is really just a blunt weapon. It's not even a good sounding guitar. That's the point. This is the worst sounding guitar for the... Okay, so what's the worst sounding guitar that was mass produced? Well, it's a Squire. And here's one...
Here's one that we have here.
I fucking love it. Left to me by a friend of mine. I suppose it's mine now.
God rest her soul.
She's not dead, Jack. I'll never sell it, and if she ever comes back for it, it's here for her. But
so similar situation to the guitar, where
I sometimes am gifted certain items. Half the shit I own is given to me.
You are a storage unit of a person.
I have several items. No, but I don't think I'm a hoarder. You wouldn't call me a hoarder.
No, but
I have
like
nice things. I collect watches, man.
If people go overseas or something, if I'm going overseas and I'm like, hey man, I need you to look after this house for me.
Sure.
I would leave that to you, and then I would stay there for 5 years.
Dude,
come back.
It's more like this. It's like, James, I'm going overseas and I've got a lot of items. Can you take care of my stuff while I'm gone? And I'm like, well, show me your stuff. And I'm like, well, I'll take care of this, and I'll take care of that.
And I think the rubbish bin will take excellent care of this.
Yeah. Your other bullshit will have to take care of itself. I'll take care of the gold. I'll make sure your expensive shit's protected. But in all honesty, the guitar is my friend Tegan's. I reiterate. I said this on the last episode.
Shout out Tegan.
Shout out to Teags. She's a great chick, and I'm not going to throw her shit away, man. If she ever comes... I can tell you, man, till the day I fucking die... That shit is attached to my side. She ever comes back to it, it's hers. I'm listening out. When she dies, it's mine. But until then, she comes back for it, I got it for her. I don't... Dude, I was offered money for that shit.
Yeah.
And I was... No.
Yeah,
to Glenn Stevens. Shout out to the Glenn Stevens.
The late, great Glenn Stevens.
Love you, Glenn Stevens. He's a guitar king.
God rest his soul.
I guess that he's not dead, Jack. He's the guitar king. So... He offered me money for the thing, and I think it was a little shy. I think it was a little shy of the mark. But that's not the point. I never would have accepted it because it's not my guitar. And I told him that at the time. I said, it's not my guitar, Glenn. I can't sell it to you. And it's also a bit low. But that's not, you know what I mean?
It's a very similar tactic.
It's not for sale.
A similar tactic used for when like women are mugged. Where I was like, this is my guitar. I don't know you. Like, just kick him in the nuts and spit on him.
Right.
Play guitar at him.
Yeah, man, if you're not... When you play... Let me tell you something, man. I like all sorts of music. I like the Eagles. But the Eagles never played guitar at anyone.
Did the Eagles do the Eagle Rock, or is that just a mystery?
No.
Who did that?
Eagle Rock? I don't know.
I swear it was the Eagles, right?
I feel like I'm going to find out in a minute. Let me think about it.
Buffer.
No, it's not Buffer. I feel like...
I mean, Let It Buffer. Not the name of the band, Buffer.
You know what, Eagle Rock? I think it's Daddy Cool.
No way.
Yeah, Eagle Rock's
the
Daddy
name
Cool.
Of a black guy.
No. Eagle Rock is Daddy Cool.
Is Daddy Cool white?
Do it, the Eagle Rock. Because
I got in trouble once.
Then I said, you're pregnant, and I don't know your name, but would you come into my house? I've got Jaffas, they're out of date, and you can suck down those Jaffas and feed your unborn child while I stab you in the snoozer. That's the Eagles song.
Because I got in trouble for
Daddy
singing... Cool. I got in trouble for humming the Eagle Rock while I was getting top.
Sorry, it was...
Daddy Cool's Australian.
Australian. Yeah, Eagle Rock's Australian. There you go.
No way. It should be like the Emu Rock or something.
There you go.
Am I right, folks?
Yeah.
Hey!
Man, I can't wait to unleash the video. I'm on the balcony and I'm shirtless.
Yeah.
Get the old shirt off.
Shirtless.
And I got to say, it's not as terrifying as I thought it was because I was really afraid of taking off my shirt, and Jack's just like, you got to do it. You got to look like the Tiger King. And I took it off. But the railing hides my gunt.
Right.
Because you know the visual is shooting upwards.
It's a fupa free zone.
Yeah, and I actually look okay.
Yeah.
But it's because like I'm a white guy and all my fat is in a sack that hangs down over my dick, and you can't see it because of the railing. And I'm like, God damn, I mean, obviously I fucked it up now because I actually look pretty good in the video, but there is a fat sack hanging down over my dick that
There's
you
a
can't
fat
see.
sack hanging over my dick.
There's a fat sack hanging down over my dick.
You can't see it, that's for the doctor's eyes only.
My balls are full of cancer.
My balls are full of cum.
Out
And
down
if
it.
you want the answer, well, wouldn't you like to know?
My dick is full of cancer. My balls are full of cum. And if you want the answer, you can suck it out of my bum. Butthole. I gotta make this drink. We're almost done, but I feel like I gotta make this. Jack, hold this, please.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'd be making this video. I had an idea for a new movie that we were going to make. It's kind of similar.
Thank you to Vickers Gin.
Vickers Gin, shout out, sponsor of the show. On sale now at BWS. It's a good deal. $37. But I have a new movie idea.
Thank you.
Which is similar to like a Freaky Friday kind of situation. It's about a student.
Thank you.
That okay, we got Ben Hetherington here on bottle duty. On bottle service.
I just wanted another drink. So
Oh, you just want another one? Feel free to the Vickers, my baby.
Hetherington.
Hey. There you
Ben
go.
Hetherington, everybody.
Yeah.
Drinking the gin. Yo. Say something, Jay. You get in it, Jay.
Vickers Gin. When you don't like crack, but you like to get high, to Vickers Gin.
Thanks, Ben. He's a thirsty boy. He was actually imperative to this whole thing because we were having some problems. I'm not an electronical man, and Jack is an electronical man, and he knew just what we needed. And
I'm a digital man.
I'm an analog man. Hetherington on staff. He's
Analog
like, yo,
man.
know what's up? So he just absolutely sorted it. So
Shout out.
shout out. Good to have you.
This film.
Yes.
That I came up with.
Sorry. Okay, so this is an idea for a film that Jack's got. And now this is a drama. This is not a comedy.
No, I am hiring Dane Cook as the lead actor.
Okay.
But this is going to be his first drama role, a very serious role. It's
Okay.
about a child who grew up in South Central LA, whatever, like a really shitty kind of place.
Tough area.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't do well in school. He hates all of his teachers.
Mm-hmm.
His teachers hate him. He does really bad in the academic region and stuff.
Right.
And all day he just thinks about like, man, if I just got the chance to get back at these teachers,
Those dogs, I'll repay them for the shit they've put me through.
everything would be
These
better. if I just
teachers have treated me bad. I want revenge.
fuck them.
Yeah.
So he gets hit with a curse because he buys weed off a Haitian lady, and then she curses him.
Okay.
There's a hex put in place.
Right.
And then he becomes 40, like 35, 40 years old.
Right.
But the thing is, all of his teachers turn back into his age, which is, 10. So he's an adult.
At the time of the atrocities.
All of the teachers turn back into children. He's an adult. He's got the upper hand. He's like, fuck these adults.
Reality
they-
shifts. Now he's the adult and they're the children.
Yeah, total power shift.
Okay.
He's the principal of the school now also. He's in charge.
All right.
And all the teachers are the students of the school.
Just a bunch of 10-year-olds.
So now he's got to figure out, like, how am I going to get back at these motherfuckers?
Okay.
They've been holding me down for the 4 years I've been in the schooling system so far.
He's holding a grudge.
He's holding a grudge. He wants to get back.
Now they're children. He's the boss. He's got a grudge.
He thinks, what is the main way adults have oppressed me? So then I can get back at them and do the same thing. So naturally, Dane Cook, as the 40-year-old, fucks all the teachers as children and molests them after class.
He molests the kids.
He diddles the children as revenge.
And
He weaponizes the dick as it is on the day.
This isn't a Macho Cast production. This is.
It's already been greenlit.
You're outsourcing this. We're
Well,
not.
I talked
We're
to
not.
work.
We're not putting our name to this.
I talked to work. I got the next year of
You haven't
salary
used-
taken out, and
Right.
I've actually put it all towards the film. So principal photography starts next week.
You've used the watermark.
The intro song is in
It's a
place.
Macho Cast production of kids getting fucked by an adult, but it's okay because it's what's it called? The old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah, it's Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday when it's okay to fuck kids.
Remember the bit from the Simpsons movie
Shit.
where it's like Bart is skateboarding nude, but all of the little environmental things are covering up his little wing wang?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's that, but it's like pencils and shit covering up child crimes.
All right, I don't want to do that.
Well, you wrote it.
I might have. Okay, well, thanks for outing me, Jack. I wrote it, but I don't want to do it now. And it annoys me actually because we already decided that when we do this podcast that it would come from the angle like you wrote it, and then you say that I wrote it, which is annoying because we already decided that when we shoot this that it would be your idea.
Well,
so
Deacon's already
that
said
actually
yes to
fucking
DP
pisses me off actually.
Deacons,
So,
we got Roger.
well,
we got Rog.
I want out actually.
We're going to shoot it on Kodak Ultramax. That's a
I'm not
still
on this
format, but that's okay.
I'm not on this. Anyway,
well, what have you written? What's your big idea?
everything I write is about fucking kids. That's the bastard of it. I wish I could write something. If I could just, I wrote this. I've written a couple of things. So, this is actually before I even finished high school, right? So I was like in grade 10, and I wrote a screenplay called The Foreign Boss, and it's about a Chinese guy whose his parents are Chinese, but he's born in Australia, so he's an ABC. So his parents are Chinese, he's born in Australia, and he ends up working in a sweatshop, and he's the only Australian-born Chinese guy that works in this sweatshop in Sydney, in Australia. All the other Chinese that work there are like imports. They're like fobs, fresh off the boat.
Yep.
But he's actually born in Australia. So he's the only like Chinese guy in the whole fucking sweatshop that's on the books, but he's getting paid shit. And he thinks to himself, fuck this. And there's this Australian guy as the boss, and he's an asshole, and he treats everyone badly. He's like a fucking prick. And the Chinese guy's just like, I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to fuck you one day, one of these fucking days. Anyway, he wins the lottery. He goes back to China, where he's an Australian national, but he goes back to China and he starts talking to his Chinese mates. He's like, tells them about everything. He gets investors behind him as well, and he's like, fucking great.
What is he producing?
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, at the sweatshop?
Yeah.
It's like canning fruit. They're canning fruit.
The SBC
Australian,
factory.
they're canning fruit and sending it overseas or whatever. But then he goes to China and he tells them about the Australian boss who treated him so badly and how he's got these fucking Chinese immigrants working for him for cash and he's fucking them over. And they're just like, we're going to sponsor you, man. Let's start a business. So he goes back to Australia. He starts a tanning business, which is like when they kill an animal for meat, they take the skins and they make leather. It's like a tanning thing. They treat the leather, whatever, and it's gross, man. It's gross. It stinks. It stinks of dead animals. And he employs all these Australian people, and he pays them like way more reasonable. Like he actually doesn't pay them that badly, but he treats them fucking terrible. And basically, at the punchline, it's a drama as well. It's not a comedy,
but it has a punchline.
The punchline is there's this Chinese guy treating white Australians fucking terribly and just enjoying every minute of it. He gets his revenge. The actual guy who treated him badly is still running the sweatshop in Sydney. And I think that's like the moral lesson is that when you take revenge because you're angry, you don't necessarily punish the person who hurt you. You just punish other people. Your personal satisfaction is kind of unrequited in a more personal and meaningful sense, because even though you feel like you've gotten your revenge, you're really like revenging people who don't deserve it. So he ends up treating like 300 Australians really, really badly, and the guy who he wanted to hurt just continues to run his sweatshop in Hawkesbury.
So what you're saying is you peaked with intellectual writing at 16.
Yeah, I mean that was a piece.
We should make that.
Do you like? It's not a good film. It's quite bad. The other one is...
Let's cast it. Who's the main Chinese guy? Keith Chang. I was going to say.
Keith doesn't have the attention span.
We already tried to plan a shoot with Keith, and then he messaged us the last day.
Keith fucked us. Keith.
Keith fucked us for the
Keith
last time.
fucked us. We had like a viral video all set up. Keith fucked us.
We had a crew.
Oh, I think
hired.
I doing security that day. Keith, you fucked us for the last
You
time.
fucked us.
You shall not be re-invited, friend.
I wish I was an Italian guy so I can just say that. Like, hey, you fucked us for the last time.
Well, you're talking like a Brooklyn Italian.
I don't. It's all the same.
You fucked us for the last time. You fucking stupid fuck.
Well, your groundskeeper is Italian. Dom. Big Dom.
Dude, Hetherington's got the... Is Hetherington... Let's get
Let's
Hetherington
close
to
out
do
the
the story. Yeah. Hetherington, do you want to do the story about how he bullshitted you on the Ford? Will you come? Let me take my seat. Take my seat. Yeah. This is hilarious.
This is.
Yeah, take my chair. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So just frame it, Jack.
I kind of forget. Your the guy that owned the building didn't really have, like, his car was fucked.
It was something. You can probably give more context to this. I don't remember how the actual. Anyway, long story short, I had this ongoing feud when I lived here with Dominic, the Italian caretaker, groundskeeper here. He's cunt. Let's put that out there. Anyway, one day I'm out there. This is one of his days where he's actually been friendly with me, and he decides that he wants to open up to me about something that happened in his life.
It's very chummy.
Yeah, very chummy. I was like, okay, well, all right, I'll indulge you here. So he's telling me about how his ute, which is like a late 80s, early 90s ute, has broken down on the fucking Story Bridge, and I'm thinking, this is great. And he goes, I take the yacht to the mechanic, and they tell me they cannot help me because the computer, the technology is too complicado. It's too complicado. I'm like thinking, yeah, all right. They've never seen this before. They've never seen this computer before, so they can't fix your ute.
Ute is too complicado. Look at a computer full of child pornography. Pornografino.
Anyway, the funny thing about Dom, I'll just say this before I piss off.
Is that you or is that me?
That's me. That's the beaker of orange juice.
That's OJ beaker.
That's OJ, yeah.
Dude, this beaker's from Japan, man.
There's
I got that from this.
hey,
club.
it's great. Shout out to Vickers Gym. If you're not abusing your spouse, then start drinking Vickers Gin, and you will.
You'll
Probably.
get right at it.
Hate that bitch.
Yeah.
Vickers, up and at 'em.
Thanks for tuning in. Party on. I think we're done. Be
Thank
a
you,
shark.
everybody.
Rock and roll.
See you next week.
Night.
One shot at you.